So, a growing phenomenon amongst men is the concern of low testosterone, and I hear about this a lot, mainly because I know a lot about chemical enhancements, and people come to me asking me for advice on cycles. I'll put it out there, and I get a lot of people contacting me who want to know what types of steroids to use, what types of drugs to use. People are really ready to jump on that bandwagon. And for every one of you out there that talks crap about steroids, there's 10 of you out there who are trying to figure out cycles. I obviously have no problem with chemical enhancements, and I have no moral problem with it. But I also think that they're a last resort. They're not something that you should just jump on the bandwagon for, and it's not something you should do just because of cosmetic or aesthetic reasons. I've used chemical enhancements in the past. I've used them for therapeutic purposes. I've used them because I've got certain things going on with my body that cause me to have low testosterone. At the same time, we have to be, though these drugs can help a lot with this issue, though they can help men to feel normal, and I'm doing some volunteer work for an organization right now that helps veterans to recover from things like traumatic brain injury through the use of exogenous hormones. Those of us who don't have these medical issues, and those of us who may not want to take exogenous testosterone to handle a deficiency, we have to look for other solutions. Why wouldn't you want to take exogenous testosterone? I'll go through that first. When you take exogenous testosterone or steroids, it can create a negative feedback loop. And that negative feedback loop happens when you are putting an exogenous hormone into your body, and your body stops producing that hormone. So you stop producing your own natural testosterone. And when we look at that, when we examine why that happens, it's simply because your body doesn't produce things that it doesn't need. It wants to conserve all of the energy that it has. And so if you're going to inject yourself with testosterone, you're going to stop producing testosterone on your own. And so you can become testosterone dependent, where you rely on the exogenous testosterone to provide for, your sexual activity, your male characteristics, and, to function. But a lot of us don't want to go through that negative feedback loop. And a lot of us want to stay natural, and a lot of us want to compete in natural organizations that are going to drug test us. And so we have to acknowledge the fact that low testosterone is a problem amongst men. It's something that's causing a lot of men to fall into depression, a lot of men to fall below their abilities for productivity and athletic performance. And it's causing a lot of men to not live up to their full potential. So what do? Well, we start with the most simple things first, right? Before you start to say, okay, you're going to jump on that testosterone bandwagon, let's first think about your training and diet. I can't tell you how many people have come to me who don't work out, who don't diet, and they say, I want to get on testosterone. What are the best cycles I should use? And I say to them, dude, get out there, work out, train, eat right. That will raise your testosterone levels, right? You reduce your body fat, because people forget that body fat is actually an internal organ, right? It produces hormones, and those hormones can be disruptive of our testosterone production. The biggest thing you can do for yourself to raise your testosterone is to clean up your living, live healthier, eat healthier, be healthier. What are some other things we can do? Well, if you've tried that and you still have low testosterone, studies have shown that 15 to 45 grams daily of elemental zinc can help you to raise your testosterone, right? Now, this is only if you have a deficiency. If you're out there and you don't have a deficiency, for example, if you're an 18-year-old kid, don't think about raising your testosterone levels. Your testosterone is through the roof. You could probably fuel a rocket to the moon. Don't think about steroids. Don't worry about your testosterone levels. Train and eat. train and eat. But if you're like me and you're older, you're in your 30s and you have low testosterone levels, before you go for exogenous hormone therapy, one thing to consider is elemental zinc. Okay, and that helps. It also helps with something we call aromatization. Aromatization is when you have low testosterone levels because you're converting your testosterone into estrogen. And that happens amongst a lot of men naturally. It doesn't just happen with exogenous testosterone. So zinc really helps with this. Another thing you can do is vitamin D. And most of us have vitamin D deficiencies. And again, like elemental zinc, in people who have naturally low testosterone levels, vitamin D has been demonstrated to raise testosterone levels. The one thing about vitamin D I would suggest is that you need to take it with vitamin K2, because vitamin D can cause calcification in the veins and that can lead to heart problems. So get your vitamin D in, get out there and get sun. That's the best way of getting vitamin D. But if you can't get out there in the sun, if you're from some of the northeastern or northwestern states, you know, supplement with 35 IU of vitamin D per pound of body weight. And make sure you're including vitamin K2 along with it to prevent that calcification. Otherwise, you could lead yourself to vitamin D toxicity and some heart problems. The last thing you can do is testicular protection. And there's different types of compounds out there that are known to help with testicular protection. And one of them is ashwagandha. It's a Chinese adaptogenic herb. And what that does, and I'm looking up some notes here on it real quick. What that does is it helps to keep the testicles from being damaged because of things like total body chronic inflammation. You know, your glands, all the glands in your body can deteriorate because of high levels of total body chronic inflammation. And that could have come from diet, that could have come from, you know, drug and alcohol abuse, doing all kinds of unhealthy and illicit things. But you know, that is something you do. You could also do CoQ10, taurine, Tongat, and again, zinc, as I mentioned earlier. Those are all things that you can do for testicular protection. But I wanted to put these out there because, again, I see so many people trying to jump onto the chemical enhancement bandwagon early. Now, again, I'm no one to talk. I don't think that I have no moral problem against chemical enhancement, but if you're 18 or below, all the way up to 30 years old, I really think that you need to pursue other routes before you get on that bandwagon. I wasn't on that bandwagon until I was in my early 30s, and recently I haven't been on anything in the last 8 months. I don't know if you can tell by the videos, I'm a lot smaller than I was. But yeah, I haven't been on anything in the last 8 months, and I've used a lot of these measures to raise my natural levels of testosterone while I've been off. And again, this is not me trying to sell you anything, it's just me trying to give you some good advice. Now this is me trying to promote myself. If you want any more information, go to chrisalbertfitness.com. I've got other great content out there. You can check out warriorsoulagoji.com for some of my new awesome life advice, and of course my veterans lifestyle company, Warrior Soul Fitness, at warriorsoulfitness.com. So I hope this all made sense. If you have questions, just email me or put your comments below. Talk to you later. Peace.